Hi guys, it's Jamila here from Slap. Today I'm going to be doing a video on another declutter. The declutter series continues, and this time it's concealer. I didn't realise how many off concealers I was hoarding, but we're about to find out. So if you haven't subscribed already, guys, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Slap family. And without further ado, guys, here is the video. I've moved on from my foundations and I'm now on to concealers. It's going to get interesting. This is my collection. I've got a few more here that were on my dressing table, but this is the bulk of it. So I'm going to be decluttering some concealers today. It's a sad day for these concealers. It is over for them. So first up is the Dior Backstage Concealer in the shade 4N. Very light for me. It's also split, which is sad. Seems I love to come and do these videos when there's a heat wave because it's completely boiling again. This is the shade 4N. I never really got on with this one. I found like it dried me out a little bit and it felt like the wrong undertone for me. Even though I do like an N normally, it just felt a bit too beige for me, a beige tan rather than a golden tan, and just didn't quite work for me. So I'm going to be decluttering that. Next up is... it's not a concealer. This one. This is the Gucci concealer, the multi-use long wear concealer from Gucci. This is in the shade 45W medium deep. To be honest, I forgot about this. I don't think I loved it because I felt like it was quite thick, but it's actually a bit more golden than I remember it being. So not too bad actually. I quite like that. I might keep that just because it would be rude to just chuck away Gucci unnecessarily. But it's quite nice actually. Next up is the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. This is in the shade Maple. I did really like this. It was a very thick concealer. You didn't need much. You just had a little dab. I just felt like I never quite got the shade. I never quite got the shade right on this, so considering it's split, I'm going to say goodbye to it. But I did enjoy it. It was a bit thick, and I just felt like the colour was a bit off for how thick it was, so it kind of just was a bit too caked around my under eye. And as it's split, I think it's time to say goodbye. But it's a good concealer. It's not bad. It's pretty heavyweight in the sense that not much gets through it, which in some cases is what you want concealer to do. But goodbye. Next up is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer in the shade 52. Now this one I used to use quite a bit. Oh, it's got no brush or nib. So I'm going to get rid of that because it doesn't have an applicator. So goodbye to that. Learned so much by doing these things. Okay, next up is the Rose Ink Concealer in LX 130. I did quite like this. I felt like the colour was a bit weird. It smells a bit off actually. I think it's off. Oh gosh, it's split. Yeah, that's definitely gone. I didn't mind it though. It wasn't bad. Wash that off my arm. Yeah, that's definitely split. Oh, this is quicker than I thought it was going to be. Okay, next up is the Valentino Concealer in the shade... the very Valentino Concealer in the shade DN2, Deep Neutral 2, I presume. Very cute little packaging, quite nice to kind of carry around with you. I don't know why I don't use it. I like the applicator. It's got a little bit of a wave through it, which is quite fun. Let's see. Seems perfectly fine. Don't know why I don't use that. The shade's quite nice as well. So I'm going to use that more, I think. And if there's a reason why I don't use it, then I'll let you know, but I can't remember why. That's quite good. Next up is the Et al. I got this at a press day I went to for the brand. It was new at the time. I felt like this brand didn't really take off because I've never seen it again. This is the shade 260W. It's their cream concealer. It's perfectly fine. I feel like the shade isn't quite right for me, but it was fine. It's quite orange, which in some cases is good because then you get a bit of colour correction. But I do feel like I've got enough orange colour correcting things. I don't know if I really need it. So I think I will declutter it, to be honest, because it's just holding on to it. I'm not really going to use it realistically. So I'm just not. And OG is the Magic Away from Charlotte Tilbury. Now this was one of my favourite concealers. I loved it because it had a sponge applicator on top. But as you can see, its biggest issue was its sponge applicator because it made it really hard to open and close, and it just didn't really work. I think the lid just wasn't big enough for the sponge, but it was a really good product and I did really like it. You used to twist it up. I didn't quite finish it, there's still quite a bit left. But I'm sure it's very old. I wouldn't even dare to put this on my face. It's about 10 years old. So I will just declutter it, but say goodbye to an archive piece of Charlotte Tilbury. So long. Next up is the other Dior Backstage concealer in the shade 5N. Doesn't smell terrible. Quite nice and light. I do feel like these drive me out, but this one is a bit more like a realistic shade, so I might keep it just because the shade's okay, and it just seems like in good nick and it feels wrong to get rid of it. I'll keep that Dior. Now this one's very sad to see go. This is the Say concealer in the shade HB6 Hydra Beam. Yeah, I actually really liked the idea of this. It was supposed to be reflective, really cool, good for dark circles, etc, etc. But unfortunately this shade, and it did say that this was the right shade, it just had too much of a beige undertone. It was very cool toned and it just looked like the completely wrong shade for me. Also the kind of reflector particles just were so wrong for me. So even though it doesn't look terrible there, it really is. I remember it really vividly. So it has to be gone, sadly, because it doesn't wear on very well. Okay, next up is the Rare Beauty corrector. Now this was one of the things I thought about when I said I've got lots of orange things. Now this is a corrector. My main beef with this is the applicator is just a silver teardrop, which doesn't make application very fun or nice. It is cooling, but it doesn't really hold any product, so it's kind of more gimmicky than anything else. This is in the shade Medium Deep, and I do, like I said in the foundation, I do like Rare Beauty. I feel like it's actually a very good celebrity brand. It's Selena Gomez's brand. As you can see, this applicator is bizarre. Let's see the colour. Yeah, it just doesn't hold any product. It's so pointless. And it was very cooling on my arm though, so that's lovely. This is in the shade. It wasn't bad, and it's good for dark circles, so I will keep it for a little bit, but I don't foresee myself wearing it much or keeping it for much longer. But it did do something, I remember, I think. Okay, next up is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. I remember this well. This is in the shade 10, I believe. I really liked this. I still really like it. I think it's very, oh, it's split. Oh, sad times. It's very light, but it was quite brightening. It kind of was like a YSL Touche Eclat in the kind of consistency of it. But it's split now, so its time has passed. But it was a very good concealer, and I think if you like lightweight concealers that don't do huge amounts but feel nice and look quite nice and have a nice packaging, then this is a good one of those. Okay, next up is the Fenty Beauty Colour Corrector in the shade, it's a Bright Fix Eye Brightener in the shade Pumpkin 13. And I didn't mind these. They had these like weird droplet applicators. It wasn't bad. I just know I won't use it ever again, and I have a colour corrector that I use, so I'm gonna say goodbye. Next up also is the Tarte concealer. This is the Shape Tape. I literally bought this because I just always wanted Shape Tape and I just wanted to know what the hype was about. It's the concealer from Tarte that was very popular. I got this in the shade Tan Deep 475. Definitely not my shade. It's definitely a bit too light, and it also has the wrong undertone. Like with concealers, if they're too light, you can get away if it has the right undertone, but this is very beige and not the right undertone for me. So I'm going to say goodbye to this because it's been like 5 years and I've never looked at it. Next up is the Claire de Peau. Now this one I think is just too expensive for me to chuck away, even though realistically I'm not using it. I did use it for a little bit, but the shade is wrong. I think at the time it was like the best that they did, but it wasn't very good. It's this coffee from Claire de Peau. As you can see, it's quite light for me. Oh, it's so light. It's lighter than the Tarte. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of it, aren't I? That's such a waste, but goodbye Clos de Peau. Okay, this is a throwback. This is the Marc Jacobs Beauty Accomplice Concealer in Deep 50. I remember this so well. Not a bad shade. Don't remember why I stopped using this. It's a bit rich. And it feels a bit cakey, so I think I'll say goodbye to that. But it's quite cool packaging. Very futuristic, very 60s mod vibes. Oh my gosh, this is also a throwback. This is the Fenty Beauty Skin Sticks. I can't remember what they're called. Cinnamon Match Sticks. This actually is the highlighter, so this is in the wrong compartment, so I will put that in my highlighter box. Next up is the Shiseido Studio, whatever it's called. I can't remember, I can't see it. I think it's Synchronize in the shade 402 Tan. I'll do it up here because I'm running out of space. It smells a bit funny, but I did quite like the brush. It's got a kind of Hourglass applicator. That's the shade there. Not bad. Not bad. It smells funny. Oh, I remember this one well. I really liked this. Well, at the time, it was quite gimmicky, but I really liked it. It's a double wear and instant fix concealer from Estee Lauder. You had to kind of prep it under your eyes with the serum and then put the concealer on. I ended up just using the concealer bit because, I mean, who's got time to do both? But I really like this, and I really like the shade. The shade was 5N Deep Neutral, and I can see without opening it that it's completely gone off and split, but it was a really cool, fun, gimmicky thing to do. Next up is the Ordinary concealers, and I was so hyped about this because at the time they were going to be in the Snap app, so I thought this was so cool, and the Ordinary was like super popular, so I was really excited about these. I didn't really use them that much in the end, just because like awkward tubing, it was just like But these are the Ordinary Colours Concealer, High Coverage Concealer in the shade, I don't know. One is 3.2Y and the other one does no longer have a thing, but these are them here. Not bad. It's got a little bit of a nozzle dispenser. Doesn't smell, oh, it's split. That's the colour. It has split sadly, but that's the colour. It's quite a nice shade actually. Next up is similar tubing, is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Full Coverage Anti-Aging Waterproof Concealer. I have these in the shade Deep and Warm Deep. And these both have the same nozzle. What I remember about these is that they were very thick and like you literally need nothing and you're caked. But it wasn't too cakey. Oh, this is split too. Gosh, it's bad. They've split. That's the Deep, very deep. And this is the... This is quite therapeutic, guys. It feels like the end of an era. I'm just slowly getting rid of everything. And this is Warm Deep, also split. So they're actually quite full. That's very upsetting. That's Warm Deep, and that's Deep. As you can see, the Deep is not deep. Next up is the Suku Concealer in the shade 16. I got this gifted. I didn't really use it afterwards, but it was perfectly fine, I believe. I'll put it here. Oh, that's split. This is really gross. I didn't realise they'd all split. They obviously don't hold up as well as the foundations because I had some very old foundations that were perfectly fine. Next up is the Fenty Beauty, what's it called? Pro Filter in 420, How Retro. This was one of the first concealers, well, the first concealer from Fenty, and one of the first concealers to come in 40 shades, so we rate it. This is the shade here. Which one is it? This one? Here in the middle. I'm gonna scrap this because it's very old, but the shade is lovely. It's like such a perfect golden brown shade, and have it for me, but I literally never use it. So that's those that were in the box. Of the ones that are in the box, I have 4 remaining, which is insane because this box was overflowing. Next up is the dressing table. So I only have a few. I've got the Lancome Tentidol Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. I really like this. It's actually finished. I just kept it for this. This is in the shade Suede W, 500. It's really nice. It's dry as a pie, but you really can't see anything. It's really nice shade. It's got a big fat doe foot applicator and just was really nice. Perfect colouring. Just really was a good all over concealer. It did a really good job, and I do really like this. So if you are looking for a good concealer that's quite chilled, doesn't look too thick, easily blendable, has some good undertones, then I would highly recommend this Lancome one. It's very good. Next up is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Concealer. I've got this in 14 deep and 13 deep. This is 13 deep. 14 deep is sitting on my dressing table completely empty. 13 still has a little bit left. It's a bit too light for my under eyes, but I use it for my nose bridge because I don't like to waste good concealers, and it is a good concealer. I used to repurchase the 14. I think I've purchased it about 3 times, but I did find it got a little bit creasy occasionally, more than other things, so I've stopped repurchasing that, and I'm waiting to find my next new best concealer. But this is the 13 here, not too bad. Also concealers that I use a lot, but they get so skanky around the rim that I can't deal. The Dior Forever Concealer, you guys, a lot of you guys have these. They are classics, very good. I feel like they're almost finished because last time I used it, I felt like my skin was itchy. So I think I'm gonna have to sadly get rid of them, but I have literally that much left in this one, and that much left in this one. I've really used these, mainly this one. This is 5N. It was a little bit rich, so I bought 4.5N just so I could balance them, and I always, to be honest, use them together. So I haven't quite found my perfect shade in them, but they were very good concealers. I'm sure most of you have tried them or know them to be very good. They're very good at just being like, looking like skin, working all over the face, working under the eye, having a little bit of elasticity to them, just being very wearable, but just good, very good concealers from Dior. This is their Dior Forever, but I think it's time to say goodbye, and they are very old now, and also just like so gunky and just messy. It just makes a mess of everything. So I'm going to use this opportunity to say goodbye to these, but I would highly recommend these as well as a very good concealer. Next up is the Pat McGrath Labs Concealer MD25. I really like this. I think I lost the, oh no, it's still there. I bought this recently because I did have the MD26, I believe. It's a bit rich for me, so I use it in summer, but it's a very good thick concealer. Like, my dark circles don't really get through this. It doesn't give me the brightness just because of the shade, but that's because I've picked this shade, and I bought it when I had a tan, so at the time I was like, this is great, this works so well, but then when I don't have a tan, it looks quite rich. It's a very good concealer, the Pat McGrath one. It's a lot thicker than I thought that she would go for. I thought, because she's like makeup artisty and likes to build, that it would be lightweight, but actually her foundation is quite lightweight, but the concealer is quite heavy, not heavy, but like full coverage, which I think is balancing, and I do think this is a very good concealer, so I will be keeping this along with my Charlotte. Next up is the Nars, oh wait, where's the Glossier? Next up is the Nars Amande shade. I do really like this. I tend to use cream pots like this when I'm on holiday. I find them just easy to wear. This one is still going strong, although it's looking a bit ropey, but it's very good for summer because when you get sweaty, it just kind of holds its own, and I'm very grateful for that. So that's the Nars Amande. It's a Tom Ford stick. It's a traceless soft matte concealer in 6W1 Spice. I bought, this is a repurchase. I actually went out and bought this again, even though it's extortionately priced, but it's very good for all day. It's one of those concealers that wears better as the day goes on, which I like. It just kind of wears into your own skin really nicely. I don't think I'd repurchase it again now. I think I've kind of moved on from it, but there was a time where I really liked it, and I do still really like it. I like the packaging. It's got a really nice, it's a really nice shade actually, Tom Ford. It's got a nice golden undertone, and it feels quite emollient in this heat wave, so maybe I should be wearing it today. Second to lastly, as soon as I got the Nars, I knew I was missing another pot. This is the Glossier concealer, stretch concealer in the shade Deep. Obviously the shades have changed now, so this is very old, I'm showing my age. It's still so full. There is still so much. So I won't throw it away. It smells a bit weird. That's it here. It's got a nice gleam to it. And I do like it, and it's just nice for an occasional spot conceal, or if you're away and you just need to travel with something, it's just good to have. So I'll keep it. I don't really wear it that often because I don't really apply concealer with my fingers unless I'm on holiday. It's weird. I always use an applicator, which is why I go for liquids, because they have an applicator. So that's the Glossier. And last but not least is the newest one I have, is the Lisa Eldridge Pinpoint Concealer in the shade, I can't remember, but you'll see it from my video. This one is for pinpointing. She did tell me in person that she is launching something that will be perfect for me at my dark circles, so I'm very excited to wait for it. I do use this sometimes on the corner of my eyes on days where my eyes just like to cry, and it's quite good at not budging. I use it not really for much else, sometimes on, if I've got a creasy concealer, just exactly where it might crease, I will put a little stripe there and pat it in, and it does stay quite well. It's good if you've got a blemish or a spot that you want to try and cover up. But I do think paying like £30 or £28 or something for just like a little stick like this, I do think it wasn't quite worth it for me personally and how I want to wear concealer. And she kind of said that to me in the moment, but I wanted to try it for you guys. So I'm looking forward to very much to her under eye concealer or whatever is going to be good for my dark circles, because she said that's in the works and I'm sure it'll be very good. So that's it, guys. Those are my concealers. This is all I'm left with. I can't believe it. That's all I have left, but I'm quite proud. I feel quite light. I feel like this is a real wardrobe, a concealer wardrobe, and I've lost so many, but these are their swatches one last time if you want to see them, if you can remember which was where. And I'll show you them as I'll show you the ones I've left behind. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this video. Hope you're enjoying my declutter series as I declutter and say goodbye to things that I've had for a decade. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for bearing with me as I go on this journey of trying to upload as much as I can. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, guys, please subscribe. We'd love to have you in the Slap family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.